Hi everyone. Today's video was recorded around 6 months before I started my channel, and I'd completely forgotten about it. At the time I recorded it, I did think that the recording wasn't so great. But I came across it again recently, and I thought I'd share it with you because I think the painting didn't turn out too bad. So here's a quick rundown of what I did as I recall it. After wetting down the sky, I remember I used ultramarine blue, followed by a little bit of Payne's grey and some burnt sienna, all for the sky. They all went in wet into wet while the sky was still damp. I lifted out some clouds with a tissue and then added some Payne's grey under the clouds to create some shadows. For the first layer of mountains, I used burnt umber with a touch of ultramarine blue added for the distant mountains. But the wash was fairly sort of watery, not too intense. And the reason for that is that because I'm going to put a second layer in on top of that, where the mixture is going to be a little bit more stiffer and a little bit darker. Now I use a watered down mixture of the same wash as the first layer of the mountains to create an impression of some land masses there. I leave areas of white on the paper in the foreground because some of it's going to be the water. Now I go in with some burnt sienna with a little bit of blue added to darken the areas of land in the foremost ground of the picture. And as you can see, the center of the picture in the foreground is going to represent our water, but the foreground is going to be some very, very intense burnt sienna with a touch of blue. Right, I now go in to paint the second layer of mountains, so I'm going to leave a little peak of the previous wash showing to represent that the mountain is further away. Now this wash is burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, and it's quite a stiff mixture and very, very intense. And now take a homemade rigger to paint a tree in the foreground. This is again the same mixture as the burnt umber and ultramarine blue. The reason I use that mixture is because this is going to be a little bit darker than the burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, and this mixture is fairly stiff and fairly dark, but it has to be watered down a tiny bit so that the brush can actually hold the paint, otherwise it won't hold it. I then add just a few touches here and there, and the painting is done. What I'd like to do is leave you with the rest of the painting being finished off, and in the meantime, if you do like the painting, please do let me know in the comments section and leave a thumbs up as well. That would help me a lot. Thank you very much for subscribing if you have already done so, and if you haven't, do consider pressing that subscription button. I leave you with the rest of the painting, and thank you very much for tuning in to a video that I would call is a retro, painted long before I started my YouTube channel. I do hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching.